Welcome back.
Oh, yeah, there.
For this deep dive, we're going to be,
Deep diving.
we're continuing our deep dive into the world of Lunch Lady speedrunning.
Yeah, more lunch lady.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and you know how much I love a good mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that note you sent about Andrxw who racked up over 100,000 resets on just the Higgins' swimming hall level?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one definitely stood out to me.
Yeah,
That's a lot of resets just for one level.
100,000
Yeah.
attempts. And they never quite managed to snag that top spot on the leaderboard. Makes you wonder, is it just unbelievably bad luck, or could there be more to the story?
Well, to understand that,
Hmm.
I think we need to think like a speedrunner for a second.
Okay.
Resetting isn't about failing. It's actually like a deliberate strategy, especially in a game like Lunch Lady where you need like really, really precise inputs, you know?
It's all about manipulating the game's mechanics to achieve those absolutely perfect conditions for a record-breaking run.
So it's less about just playing the game well and more about like reverse engineering it to figure out how to get that flawless run.
Yeah, you got it.
But what makes Higgins' swimming hall such a beast? Why so many resets just for that level?
That, my friend, is the million-dollar question. And
I think.
the leaderboards you provided might hold some clues.
Okay.
Yeah. So, we've got leaderboards covering different categories like Berksley, Crux, Hibashi, and
Right.
a few others. What's interesting is Andrxw's name pops up near the top of a lot of them.
Okay.
They even snag first place in Hibashi with a time of 1 minute, 38 seconds, and 96 milliseconds. Okay, so it's not like they're just consistently getting stuck. They've definitely got the skills to reach the top. Makes this Higgins' swimming hall thing even weirder.
Right.
What's their best time look like on that leaderboard?
Now, their fastest Higgins' run clocks in at 1 minute, 19 seconds, and 517 milliseconds, landing them in third place on the swim leaderboard.
Okay,
But here's where things get really interesting.
okay.
Remember how game updates can like throw a wrench into speedrunning strategies?
Right. Even little tweaks can make a big difference.
Exactly. Now take a look at Andrxw's crux time, the one where they got 1 minute 55 seconds and 985 milliseconds. That was achieved on version 1.7.3a of the game.
Okay.
But their winning Hibashi run was on version 1.9.1b.
So you're thinking those version changes might explain why Andrxw times are all over the place? Like maybe they were stuck battling Higgins' swimming hall during a particularly brutal patch.
Yeah, it's a real possibility. Imagine training for a marathon, but every so often the organizers subtly change the terrain. Some stretches become hillier, others flatter. That's kind of what it's like when game updates come out for speedrunners.
Right.
What worked before might not work anymore, and new strategies need to be discovered.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But what about Higgins' swimming hall itself? Anything in the data to suggest it's just like inherently tougher than the other categories?
Well, let's look at the spread of times. In categories like Manic, there are several seconds separated the top players.
Okay.
This could mean there's more room for individual strategies, and a wider range of approaches can lead to a decent time.
So a larger spread means the level is a bit more forgiving. It's not all about hitting those absolutely perfect moves every single time.
Right. But then we look at that swim leaderboard where Andrxw got their fastest Higgins time. The top 10 players are all within just 18 seconds of each other.
Wow. Talk about pressure.
Exactly. Every millisecond counts in that race. And that could suggest that Higgins' swimming hall is just inherently less forgiving.
Huh.
You need near-perfect execution and maybe a little bit of luck on your side to even come close to those top times.
So we've got this puzzle with like all these pieces, We've got Andrxw's skill and the brutal nature of Higgins' swimming hall and those pesky game updates changing the playing field. But knowing all that, like, wouldn't you just want to try a different category? Why stick with it after 100,000 resets?
See, that's what's so fascinating about speedrunning. It's not always about like global domination on the leaderboards.
Right.
It's about like pushing your own limits,
Right.
Mastering a game's mechanics. And sometimes, yeah, even wrestling with the whims of fate.
Right.
There's a certain beauty in that dedication.
Yeah, it's like you're not just playing the game, you're trying to solve it. You're figuring out the perfect combination of skill and strategy, even when the game is throwing you these curveballs.
Exactly. And in a way that makes Andrxw's story even more inspiring, they might not have like clinched that top spot on Higgins' swimming hall, at least not yet. But that dedication, it's incredible. 100,000 resets is a testament to their perseverance. Most people would have given up after like a fraction of that.
It makes you wonder what keeps them coming back for more.
I think it's the pursuit of that perfect run.
Yeah.
That moment where like everything aligns,
Yeah.
your skill, your strategy, and yeah, even a little bit of luck.
Right.
And who knows, maybe with the next update,
Yeah.
with the next like 10,000 attempts, they'll finally break through and claim that top spot.
I'd love to see that. So for our listener out there who might be thinking about diving into the world of Lunch Lady speedrunning after listening to all this, what would you say? Where do you even start knowing how much these random elements and game updates can shake things up?
Like, that's the exciting part. You get to choose your own adventure.
Right.
Will it be the notoriously challenging Higgins' swimming hall? Or maybe in a category where you think you can outsmart the RNG gods and claim victory?
Hey.
Each one offers its own unique challenges and rewards.
Right.
The most important thing is to find the fun in the journey.
Couldn't agree more. Well, on that note, I think that's going to wrap up this deep dive.
Yeah.
Until next time, happy running.